Greetings, everyone. This is Deep Cosmic Space Wizard with you guys again to bring you a collective reading from the Ganesha Tarot deck. And for those that you don't know, or for those of you that don't know, Ganesha is one of my spirit guides, and Ganesha has been with me for about 5-6 years now. And what I'm doing during these readings is I'm channeling Ganesha, and he's giving me a message to share with the collective. And for today, for all you beautiful souls out there, the card we pulled today is Surrender. It's a nice little looking card right here. There's a little light glare on the card, but there we go. So yeah, Ganesha right here, he's just, just chilling, surrendering to the moment, floating down the river in his little tube raft. Yeah, obviously he's not floating down a river, but you know what I mean. Like I feel like that's what surrendering feels like. It's like going down that lazy river in your little tube floaty, just like, maybe you guys, got like a joint or a blunt, and maybe like a Corona, you're just, for those of you that like those things, but, just floating down the river too, normally, soberly is extremely relaxing too. So, surrendering. What is surrendering? Is surrendering raising up the white flag, and saying, I surrender, and waving it back and forth, surrendering to the enemy? Well, that is a form of surrender. And I'll actually look up the actual definition for you guys. Since we live in the 21st century, it only takes like 10 seconds, but heck, even 10 seconds sometimes is way too long nowadays for people's attention spans sometimes. But I don't know, that's just what people say. I feel like we still have good attention spans, we're just focused on different things in different ways. Yeah, so, let's see, surrender. Surrender definition. It says, cease resistance to an enemy or opponent and submit to their authority. Okay, so surrender means, in this definition, to surrender to authority and to submit to their will, basically. Now, I'm not really talking about that. That's not what Ganesha is saying here. Ganesha is saying to surrender to where you are at in your life. If you may not have like that dream house that you want yet. You may not have that bank account filled up to the amount of dollars you want yet. You might not have that car you want yet, the relationship you want yet. You might not have the skills that you want yet. Maybe your nose looks weird, or you want a nose job, or maybe you think you're too short, too skinny, too fat. Maybe you think you're too lazy, or all these things that we think about ourselves, or things that we think that we want, or feel that we want, things that we desire. They could prevent us sometimes from surrendering to the moment. So surrendering isn't always about just giving in to another authority or a person of authority. Surrendering means just accepting where you're at and falling in love with where you're at, because this universe is so expansive and there's so many things to do, and the journey's, so I want to say so long, but you know, there's so many variations in this journey that we're on, and sometimes we end up in places, you know, where it's like we don't want to be there. You know, sometimes we want to get out, and you know, there's nothing wrong with you know, making these moves and making these decisions and having these thoughts about wanting different things, but it's you know, it's just about at the same time accepting where you're at and loving where you're at, because that actually frees up your energy and it actually helps you just flow, you know, down the river. You know, I mean, if you're floating down the river and there's like a little rapid and you want to turn around the other way, I mean, you can, but it might be a little difficult, you know. So yeah, you know, the card's just asking just to surrender to the moment. Be happy. Try to be happy. You know, or Yoda says there is no try, just do or do not. You know, being in love, being love is such a great way of being, such a lovely way of being. Because then every moment, no matter where you're at, is A-okay most of the time, 99.9% of the time. You know, it's really rare where you find yourself in a place. I mean, you know, I can't speak for everybody because everybody's journey is different. But, you know, I mean, I know I've been in places where I didn't want to be and I wanted to leave. You know, and like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, something that's our instincts telling us we got to get out of here sometimes, right? But you know, a lot of the times we could surrender. We could surrender to where we're at in life and be more content, more happy with what we have, or where we are. Sometimes it's as simple as surrendering to just start enjoying your environment. A lot of times it's in your head, you know, a lot of times it's your emotions that are just the only thing that need to be changed in order to enjoy where you're at. Yeah, and you know, and maybe, you know, not maybe actually, but another thing is surrender the need maybe to always be right. I keep on saying maybe. I say maybe, I guess, because I feel like this message isn't for everybody, because it's a collective reading. But for some people, you know, surrendering the need to be right. A lot of times, you know, people will fight over things, over opinions, and will go a great extent just to win that argument, you know. And a lot of times, you know, if you just choose not to just join into the argument or start the argument, nothing, you know, a lot of times a person will just say something and then that's it, you know. There could be a lot of peace found in surrendering to wanting to be right. But, you know, we gotta be discerning, and we do gotta know when to surrender, when not to surrender. But mainly, yeah, the card's saying, surrender to the moment. Be at peace with where you're at. Love yourself, be love, and life will be lovely. Peace out, all you magical people. Deep Cosmic Space Wizard, signing out.